everyone, welcome to Medicine for the Soul Yoga. My name's Larrie and I'm just going to take you through a little short class. This one is based around how to get to that point where you can do the splits, how to develop that flexibility, that range of motion through the hips so that you can do the splits. It took me a long time to be able to do this movement, this pose. A lot of patience focused on flexibility and breathing into that flexibility as well. It's all about stretching the muscles and the ligaments, but also keeping that sort of active range of motion, which means keeping the muscles engaged as you're in that position. So we're just going to start on the mat. You might want to use a couple of blocks for this one as well, because that way you're going to really help to kind of push yourself a little bit further. I'll demonstrate how we can use the blocks and the strap as well. If you don't worry. You can also use like a towel as a strap and kind of improvise. Or you can even use books as blocks as well if you don't have that equipment. And I've got a proper yoga cushion, but you can just use a normal cushion. It's not a big deal. Just get yourself comfortable. We're just going to start by warming up the body as well, because it's always important to make sure that your body is completely warm and ready for any movement, whether that's developing your flexibility, cardio, weightlifting, anything. Just make sure that your body is ready and you've kind of release that synovial fluid in the joints to protect your joints and cushion the joints from any sort of injury. Just get yourself comfortable, and we're just going to start with some wrist movements. So interlace the fingers, just make some circles with the wrists, get that nice lubrication in the joints, like I said, and then we'll go the opposite way. Start breathing now as well, just centering the breath. And then we're going to place the hands on the shoulders, fingertips on the shoulders. I like this one, I don't know why. It just makes me feel awake, and especially in the morning, to wake up the shoulders. Inhale up and exhale back and down, feeling every movement through the shoulders. We'll just go a few circles with the shoulders. And then we'll go forwards, up, back and up, and down. We're trying to inhale as we come up in movements, generally speaking, and then exhale on the downward part of the movement. I like to see that as kind of lifting up, filling, inflating the body, and then exhaling as you kind of bow down to that foundation, to the grounding. Okay, and then we're going to drop the hands to the floor, and then inhale as we reach your right hand overhead to the side. Feel that expansion through the ribs as we inhale, and then exhale as we swoop forward. And then same on the other side. Inhale, left hand over, expand the ribs, and then exhale as we swoop it forward. I love this one as well. It kind of expands those muscles down my spine, the erector spinae. And then we're going to make circles with the lower back. Inhale forward, lift the chest, and then exhale as we draw it back. You can rest your hands in your lap or on the floor, whichever feels more comfortable for you. This one always kind of makes me laugh because it looks like you're doing a little flowing kind of dance move. And then we'll switch directions. It's okay. Flowing into it. Okay, and then we're going to start to warm up the hips. Okay, so actually we'll just take it to the side. Just bring your feet hip width apart, and just going to let the knees fall to one side and then over to the other side. Just do this a few times just to get that blood flow to the hips. Okay, just balance your hands behind you, keeping your chest up, core tight. Just keep going through that. I can feel that start to warm up my hip joints now. Really trying to get that mind to body connection. I can feel every movement through that little joint. Really good. And then just take your feet out in front of you, and we'll just warm up the ankles a little bit as well. So just kind of bring your chest up nice and tall, point your toes, and then draw the feet up towards your face, kind of flexing your toes apart. And then we'll make some circles as well with the ankles. Good stuff. Okay, if we come up to standing now, and we're just going to come to the front of the mat, breathe in, and then go into your invisible chair, fold it forward, out to a plank, and we're going to go back up to that starting position, okay? Into that invisible chair, caterpillar walks, and then out to that plank, nice and strong through the core, through the quads, through the glutes as well. People don't realise squeezing your butt under, that's going to tuck into the abs. Go one more. I can feel that heat through the body now, so I'm feeling ready to practice my flexibility. And one more. And we'll just drop the knees there. Just have a little moment in child's pose. And just feel the breath to the tummy. And then roll it up. Shoulders back at the top. Hopefully you're feeling a bit ready now for these intense stretches. Okay, so I'm going to start in a butterfly stretch. So just get comfortable. If you do need a cushion under your bum for this one, that's fine as well. The most important thing to remember is to keep the spine neutral so that we're moving almost like one unit from the upper body, bending forward like you're some kind of doll, you know, you're just bending. Imagine you haven't got any joints in this part, because that way we're not going to kind of stretch and overdo it with the shoulders. We're not trying to stretch here. We're not trying to get into this unhealthy posture. We're trying to keep healthy posture and just lean forward just gently so you can feel that stretch through the adductors and a little bit in the hamstrings. And then that way you're going to progress, but with good technique, okay? So grab onto your feet, inhale, bring your chest up, and then as you exhale, we're going to fold forward until you can feel that stretch through the hips. You can even use the elbows as well to press the knees out and really intensify that stretch. Okay, so this one is going to be good because you imagine if your legs were straight, you're basically going to be doing the splits, but you're taking you're taking this area out of the movement. So this is just going to help to, you know, get you to that point of the splits. So again, inhale, chest up, nice straight spine, and your head is moving in alignment with the spine as well. And then on the exhale, we're going to hold this position. Let's try and hold this for 5 breaths, okay? So inhale. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And just notice that how on each out breath, inhale up, on each out breath I'm just pressing down a little bit further, squeezing out the breath, squeezing into that position. And if you can't get all the way forward, that's absolutely fine. You've just got to respect your own limits and your own kind of journey, and you just respect what part of your journey you're in. Let me just try and get those words out. Okay, so butterfly stretch, good. That's a really good one for the adductors, a little bit of the hips and the hamstrings as well. So we're going to move into a pigeon pose, which I'm sure you're probably aware of what this one is. So I like to get into it from a plank position, so just lifting off into that plank, and then I'm going to drive the right knee forward and then bring my right foot up as high as it will go. We're trying to get for that 90-degree angle, and then we're going to drop that left foot behind you. Kind of, I like to use my right elbow as well, just to really intensify that stretch, and this is such a good one for the hamstrings, just pressing down, and I really feel that through the hamstrings. So the key thing with the splits is having flexibility in the hips, in the hamstrings, in the adductors, and that way you're going to get lots of movement through the hip joint. Really press down. We'll hold it here. 5 breaths again. Just remember, your elbows and your hands are here to support you, so if you do need to come up like this, that's absolutely fine. I'm just going to shuffle forward a little bit because my foot is on the floor, which is not nice. Okay, one more breath. And then bring your hands back up. Just frame the legs, tuck the toe behind you, and then I like to lift back to plank, and then we'll switch sides from there. So the left knee forward, bring that foot up as high as you can. Just shuffle into position, take your time, you don't have to rush. And then we're going to shuffle down into that other side. 5 breaths here. I'm kind of locking my left leg in position so I can really tuck in. Just remember as well, the hips should be parallel to the ground, so we don't want to veer off to the side like this because we're not going to feel the benefit of that pose. So we really want to get into that position in the correct. So if you can't get as low as this, just lift up, and if your foot does come back like this, that's also fine. Just remember, each time you know where you want to get to, but just try and, so just make sure you've got good technique. The most important thing is hips and nice straight back. So we go one more breath here. Pigeon on the left side. And then again, press your hands down, tuck the toe behind you, lift off into plank. And tell you what, we'll just go for a little child's pose, just to shuffle around. You can take your knees wider than hips and really sit back into that as well. This might even be difficult for you, which is absolutely fine. You can lift off, you don't have to get your hips all the way down. You can hold it here until you're ready to kind of fold yourself down into that full child's pose. With modern day living, it's all kind of tight hamstrings, tight glutes, lots of tight chest muscles. So we're just trying to save our bodies from shriveling forward, looking over our phones and over our computers. Okay, so the next one, we're going to go for head to knee posture. So if you'd like to just bring yourself down, tuck your left foot into your lap. Just shuffle around, get comfortable. And like I said, just moving with one unit. So keep this part of your body straight, and we're kind of bending. We want to bend that as one unit. So if you're already here and you're feeling that stretch, then just stay there. Use your hands for support behind you and keep it there. And you just get that mind to muscle connection going. And we want to feel that stretch through the hamstring, so just hold it there. If you are ready to push it down, get comfy first, spread your toes apart, toes pointing up towards you, nice and active through the legs. We're going to turn towards that extended foot, and I want to reach up with the hands, and we're going to fold it forward, head to knee. You can grab onto that foot to the side and go 5 breaths here. Three, 4, and 5. And then inhale slowly up. You can use your hands to roll yourself up. We'll go the other side. Balance your seat again if you need to. And then bring that foot in to the lap. So I'm just going to demonstrate as well using a strap. If you are a little bit tight and you're here, you can use a strap as like an extension of the arms to just wrap underneath your foot, and that way, keep your shoulders back as you're kind of bending towards that foot, And then we're going to try and pull like this, so I can really feel that without compromising the form of my upper body. So inhale, chest forward, head is in alignment with the spine, and then exhale as you kind of fold forward onto that leg. Really good stuff. So always remember, when you use the strap, it's just like an extension of your arm, so they can help you to pull you forward and to just really intensify that development of the stretch. 3, 4, and 5. Inhale slowly up. Really good stuff. Okay, so the next one, we're going to use the wall as a little stretch enhancer. So pop that to one side. I'm just going to move the blocks out the way as well. So what I want you to do for this one is get your butt really close to the wall, almost like you're sitting against the wall, legs up, and then you might want to even shuffle further towards the wall, and then we're going to take the legs out to the sides. Okay, so imagine if you're doing the splits, this is the position you kind of want to be, as in the side splits, and bring it out and just let gravity do its work. It's pulling you down. And we're going to hold it here, 5 breaths again. Let your hands go sides. Let's be nice and receptive with our palms facing up. You might even want to intensify it a little bit more. You really feel this one all the way down your adductors. Really good. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you can use your hands just to assist yourself back up. And that one's super good for just intensifying that stretch again through the adductors, which is super important for that. So I'm just going to demonstrate the front splits and the side splits. So the front splits you can just get into like this. If you step your right foot forward, point your toes behind you and sink into it. This is kind of what we're hoping for eventually with the splits. So I can feel that really stretching through the hip flexors and the hamstrings. And then the front splits, actually I've got another one for you, which is seated angle pose, pretty much the same as using the wall for this assistance. And we're going to take both feet out, nice and active with the toes pointing up towards your face. Inhale, reach up, and then exhale. We're going to grab the big toes and bring chest towards the ground. 5 breaths here. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Fingers to the floor. Press yourself up on the inhale. Bring that up. Whew, that was a nice intense stretch for me. Okay, and yeah, so as you progress using the wall, that's going to enhance the adductor stretch as well. So you're going to be able to do the side splits and front splits. We've got one more, which is standing, just a standing forward bend, but we can use the blocks for this one, which come in really handy. So what we're going to do, get the 2 blocks, I'm going to place them there, but also using the straps. So a forward fold is also going to help to stretch the hamstrings. Again, perfect. Got flexible hamstrings. Splits are going to feel a lot more easy. Bring that strap underneath the blocks, or a towel, a long towel or something, or a rag underneath the books if you're improvising. Step on to the blocks, and we're going to inhale, reach up high. Sorry, I'm cutting out of the screen right now, but that's fine because I'm back here now. And then we're going to forward fold, and you can just use the straps, pull yourself down. If you need to keep your legs bent a little bit, that's fine. Just make sure your spine is neutral. We don't want to overdo it through the spine. So shoulders back, and then just pull yourself forward. We'll hold it here 5 breaths. And if you don't need the block or the straps, then obviously you can just go into a forward fold and just grab onto your ankles and kind of pull yourself down that way. So we're going to hang out here 5 breaths. 2, 3, 4, and I'm just going to demonstrate real quick to the side as well. Do use assistance. We don't want any fatalities. Make sure you're nice and balanced. And 5, and then just use your hands for assistance if you need to. Inhale, roll it up 1 vertebrae at a time, all the way up to standing. Step off your blocks and relax. So using these stretches, you can practice this twice a week, and promise you, a few months in, you're really going to see those results in your flexibility. So what's really important is consistency, but also pushing yourself a little bit, but not too much. We want to feel about 7 or 8 out of 10 in terms of discomfort. We don't want to ever feel any sharp pain through the body. That's your body saying, whoa, stop. We want to, that's how you progress. In fact, you can carry that with you into any kind of training. 7 or 8 out of 10, unless you're going for hard out power. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking now. Just make sure you don't feel any sharp pains through the body. Really hope you enjoyed this splits seminar, if you like. And yeah, please practice, and I promise you, eventually you're going to be able to do the splits. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.